Sean Ray for digitalmuscle.com. You might have already heard the announcement. 7-time former 212-pound Olympia champion James Flex Lewis has signed on the dotted line with Weider AMI to compete in the Open Mr Olympia September 2020 in Las Vegas. This is a very first. No athlete has ever come up to compete in the open category, let alone someone as decorated and as accomplished as James Flex Lewis from Wales. Now, let's put some things into perspective. Last year's third place runner-up, Hadi Choopan, was a guy that almost beat James Flex Lewis in Korea. Now, I say almost, and I say that was a couple of years ago, and now Hadi obviously has improved, but let's put things in perspective. Flex Lewis has probably improved. He's probably seen what Hadi Choopan was able to do in the open category against the likes of Brandon Curry and William Bonac. And after taking a full year off and developing his business and his gym and his products and all the things, being a dad, Flex Lewis has now recommitted himself to do what someone's never done in the history of bodybuilding, and that is win the 212 and come up and win the open category. It's not going to be without its challenges. He's worked for many years in his career with the guru Neil Hill, who also worked with William Bonac, but there hasn't been any real knocks on this kid's physique. He may be peaking at the right time. He may be arriving at this year's Mr. Olympia with a very level playing field and with a very valid argument for winning the Mr. Olympia and becoming ultimately the 16th champion in its 55-year history. Is it possible? From my point of view, I believe James Flex Lewis has all the goods to win it. He's got great calves. He's got big arms. Yeah, the knock on him is a little narrow, but his lat spread has improved over the years. And now with a full year off, sitting on the sidelines, watching his passion and watching guys do things that maybe he should be doing, I'm 100% certain that with a good 8 months running up to this competition, Flex Lewis is not going to lose sight of the fact that he looks his best when he's at or near 212 pounds. I don't believe we need to see Flex Lewis at 230 pounds to be better. I think he needs to be at or very near the 212 pound mark so he brings in the crispness, the dryness, the thin skin, which is what got him there and established him to be arguably the best 212 pound bodybuilder in the history of our sport. Now moving up to the big boys, does he need to change some things? Let me drop a few names. Muhammad Makaway, Lee Labrada, myself. We were not guys that were competing over 220 pounds, and we're all relatively close in height to Flex Lewis. He does not have to contend with a Dorian Yates or a Ronnie Coleman to outmass these guys. What Flex Lewis has got to do is bring his conditioning that he's brought all those previous 7 times when he's won the competition pretty much unchallenged. I don't think there was an Olympia 212 where Flex Lewis was in question of whether he should be the winner. I think he was a unanimous winner in all 7 of those. So now that the playing field is wide open in the open category, who does he got to get through? He's got to get through the Hall of Famer Dexter Jackson, who's got a lifetime qualification at the Mr. Olympia by virtue of winning in 2008. He's got to beat a very improved Brandon Curry, who now knows what it's like to be Mr. Olympia for a year. And I'm sure he doesn't want to lose that title, and he's going to do everything he can to retain it. And we also got to have to get through the rubber match with Hadi Choopan and the arrival and dominance of William Bonac, an Arnold Classic champion, a first Olympia runner-up, who's only weeks away from going back to Columbus, Ohio, and potentially sitting as the front runner to win there. If Flex Lewis focuses on what Flex Lewis is good at and doesn't look sideways and try to compete with the other guys, we could be looking at the brand new 2020 Mr. Olympia in the form of James Flex Lewis, who will forever go down in the history books of bodybuilding greatness should he pull this one off in Las Vegas. This is a contest you don't want to miss. It's getting heated up as we are only 5 short weeks away from the Arnold Classic Championships taking place in Columbus, Ohio, and then we start off our bodybuilding season for the IFBB Pro League. But one thing is for certain, that James is committed to coming and winning this competition. And also, I'm sure he's tired of me calling him James, Flex Lewis wants to submit himself in the history books with the other Olympia champions. I'm sure he's not going to take this one lightly. If ever there was a time that Flex Lewis needs to arrive in Las Vegas, tight, dry, ripped, and crisp, it'll be this coming September. You want to get your tickets right away at MrOlympia.com. For Digital Muscle, I'm Sean Ray.